Money-making weekend was in full effect. Let's recap it and start off another week. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on into this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis, of course. Thanks for kicking off a new day with me here and kicking off a new week with me here as we're on the Monday edition here of Winning Bets. I hope you guys had an absolutely fantastic weekend. It was a good weekend here of betting, and it was a good weekend here in the personal life, getting out, enjoying some parks. Boy, my son is on this scooter. The way he zigzags and zooms around this park. Had a good old time watching him do that. Again, I hope you guys had a good, fantastic weekend yourself. Let's go ahead and make sure we recap the weekend of bets, and then let's go ahead and kick off some new action for Monday Night Football and also some soccer that we got going on this afternoon. If we go ahead and look and see what we did on Friday, well, Friday we went 1-2. We were really tripped up by that Byron game. We took the Byron team total over 3.5 goals, and Byron got a red card in the 48th minute. They ended that game with 3 goals. If Byron plays that entire second half with all 11 men on the pitch, that bet would have cashed. So really unfortunate right there that early red card hurt us right there. Lewandowski did not get his 2 goals. In fact, he did not even get 1 goal. Very, very surprising that he was unable to find the back of the net. And again, tie Mueller's record of the most consecutive games scored in the Bundesliga. But we came back in the nightcap, got a nice good Giants run line bet right there in baseball. They handled the opponent right there, so that was a good win right there. But yeah, it's just really unfortunate that Byron got reduced to 10 men because we deserved to cash on that bet. That one would have cashed right there, but it didn't matter. On Saturday, if we turn the action, look at Saturday, we got our profit all right back there on Saturday. Saturday was good to us. Chelsea, Man City under 2.5. Anybody ever heard of a cash of under 2.5 in a City or a Chelsea game? Boy, and no problem going back to that well. That well is extremely profitable. That well has a lot of more money to still be plucked from that well. So we'll see when Chelsea plays again, see if we won't be betting under 2.5 in that game. The next one there was Leicester at under 4.5. Done in by an own goal. We're an own goal away from cashing that. Jamie Vardy, off a set piece, headed it into his own net. If that doesn't happen, we get a cash. So really unlucky that own goal took us down right there. Liverpool, money line under 4.5. Didn't get a cash in that game, but sure did get treated to an exciting game of football. Holy cow, that was a 3-3 tie there with Brentford. If you're not going to win a bet, at least be entertained. And we were certainly entertained in that football match. It was a good match right there. We did come back, though, with the West Ham draw no bet. They were able to get the better of Leeds. A nice 2-1 win right there. So took down that one right there. And then Velasquez in the nightcap took his under 5.5 Ks easy. Don't know what that number was doing at 5.5. He ended the game with 3 Ks. Just a very, very easy cash for us right there. Then we did scrape across a little bit of arbitrage bet there at UFC 266. So, yeah, Saturday was a nice, good, profitable day for us. As you can see right there, winning over a unit. And then heading into Sunday, we were almost 8 units of the good. We're at plus 7.86 units. So sitting really good going on into Sunday. And then all of a sudden Sunday happened on the NFL and we absolutely crushed it and added in a NASCAR win as well. Let's go ahead and run through these NFL bets. It'll just be a fun way to obviously talk about the NFL action yesterday. We had a 14 money line parlay. Obviously, the Panthers kicked it off on Thursday night, beating the Texans relatively easy. Bills were added in that parlay, handled Washington easy. Went up 21-0. Another time that they were up 21 points in that game, just really easily handled Washington in that one. That was a no-sweat one. Cardinals over the Jaguars. That was a little bit of a sweat. I wasn't expecting that to be a sweat. They did pull away late. They even covered the -8 point spread, but that was really, really uncomfortable for Cardinals backers right there. Then obviously the big one right there was Ravens. Ravens up over the Lions. Everybody's seen it by now. Dramatic 66-yard field goal, hitting the crossbar, bouncing over. Just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy win right there. Although, if I'm being honest, as somebody who's holding a future bet on the New York Jets to be the last winless team for a chance to win $1,000, I was rooting for the Lions right there. I can't lie. I was definitely pulling for the Lions to go ahead and pull that out. It came down to, that parlay was, I think, about plus 169. So, do I want to win, almost 1.7 units, or would I rather have the Lions go ahead and get the win? I was kind of pulling for the Lions, if I'm being honest. Like I said, I got a $1,000 future bet on the line right there. But at the end of the day, Lions don't get the win. That's okay. Then I'll fall back in a nice 4-legged money line parlay that we all get to cash on. We also did a teaser. We took those Bills -4.5. Again, easy cash right there. And Cardinals -4. Got the job done late, so they covered that one right there. Then we roll into our prop bets that we did of that day. Josh Allen over 305.5 yards. Can't stop him. You cannot stop that Bills offense. When Brian Daboll is calling plays like that, That's how that team goes back in the AFC Championship game like they were last year. Unstoppable when Dayball's dial-up plays like that. He didn't even use his legs. I mean, he did it all through there. I think he only ended the game with 10 or so rushing yards. He just carved them up, absolutely sliced them up. So that was good to see. Daniel Jones, now he did do the damage with his legs because we took over 25.5 rushing yards easy. At one point I looked, he had 38 rushing yards. Don't know what he ended up with, but that was a good easy cash right there. Kyler Murray on the anytime touchdown, the Cardinals' first touchdown, and an easy 1-yard scamper in on the left side of the formation right there. Just walked into the end zone. Nobody was even like 5 yards with him. I mean, just an easy walk in the end zone touchdown. So Kyler Murray got that done right there. Then we ran into a couple losses. We had Stephon Diggs over 6.5 receptions. I would make that a bet again this weekend. Look, he only played one series in the fourth quarter. I mean, obviously if he plays, his normal minutes because the game is close and competitive, and just knowing how the Bills go to him, that's going to be an easy cash because he fell one reception short. Unfortunately, they blow out Washington, and he sits the majority of the fourth quarter, so tough loss right there. Latavius Murray got him on an anytime touchdown. He did not come through for us right there. Eckler took his longest rushing attempt. He didn't come through right there. And then we know Sterling Shepard over 5.5 receptions. Just a weird game. I don't understand these teams, and we always talk about how if you lose a prop bet, you can't really complain if the team wins. All right, well, Giants lost that game. Why are you not going to Sterling Shepard more? And you had injuries to your other playmakers in that game. They went down due to injuries. And you got Sterling Shepard, an excellent slot receiver. You're not going to go ahead and use him? Draw some plays up. Dynamic weapon. We got a cash with him 2 weeks ago. We know how good he is. I don't understand that right there. So then we turned the page, though, and then the rest of our bets were on Sunday Night Football. And Sunday Night Football is absolutely incredible. Hung out with a lot of you guys on Twitter, enjoyed the interaction as we were all just kind of sweating our bets out and riding out the excitements in that game. I'm telling you guys, primetime football continues to be outstanding to us. Outstanding. That game was fantastic. And within that game, George Kittle went up over his receiving total of 57.5 yards. Made us wait until the end. I would say the last drive of the game, but thankfully the Packers got the ball back and had just enough time to get that win for us. So the second to last drive of the game, though, or I guess the 49ers last drive, either way, waited till the end, caught a nice pass, and got the yards after catch that we needed and just scampered down the field right there. That was just great. I started jumping up and down at that point. I was jumping up and down because we had already previously hit Aaron Jones. He had gone up over his rushing total of 54.5 yards. So I'm jumping up and down. I hit 2 for 2 on our prop bets there on Sunday Night Football. The Packers, I mentioned, did go ahead and complete that comeback. What are the 49ers doing? You got to guard Devontae Adams. You got to guard him. And I know, the first pass is, if he doesn't cut his fingernails, he may get a tip on that ball. And, we're not sitting here talking about it. But still, you got to guard Devontae Adams. You can't let him run down the hash and then cut inside and not have a defender on him. You need to have a defender on Devontae Adams. That's unacceptable if you're a 49ers fan. As a Packers backer, I'm loving it. Leave the best player on that team wide open all day long. Love it. And then you get burned by him on a nice 30-yard pass, and then on the next one, you want to let him complete like a 20 or so yard pass to set up the game-winning field goal? How are you not guarding Devontae Adams? What are you doing, 49ers? I mean, I'm thankful you didn't, obviously, because we got that Rams-Packers. Those are 2 dogs. Those are my 2 favorite dogs the entire weekend. Drop those suckers in a parlay, got to cash. Rams handled the Buccaneers. Packers squeaked by the 49ers in a fantastic game. We also hit Devontae Adams' first TD score in that game at plus 800. I was jumping up and down. How awesome was that? Devontae Adams' first TD score. I was actually puking in my mouth on the play before when he got tackled at the 1-yard line. I said, oh my gosh. He literally got tackled at the 1-yard line. This is either going to be, I said it out loud. Wife's sitting there watching the game with me. This is either going to be an Aaron Jones run or they'll throw it out in the flat to Devontae Adams. Obviously, it's like, please throw it out to the flat to Devontae Adams. That's obviously what they did. They did a play-action pass, throw out Devontae Adams, and he walks on into the end zone to cash a nice plus 800 first TD score of that game. We also, our last NFL win of the game was a same-game parlay. We had been close, guys. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, I tweet these out on Sunday after I continue doing my research and we get player availability news of actives and inactives. The first 2 weeks I did Buffalo Bills games. Went ahead and missed them, but was narrowly close. I knew I was getting close. Of course, I went back to the well. It's my team. I know everything about them. Know how they're going to attack an opponent. and made another same game parlay in that Washington Bills game and got a good cash right there. Did a 6-leg parlay, same game parlay, and got a cash. So probably go right back to the well. I mean, like I said, narrowly missed the first 2 weeks, got a cash yesterday. Week 4, they're playing the Texans. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and bet that one. Probably go ahead and take Bills to win the first quarter, Bills win the second quarter, Bills win the third quarter, Bills win the whole damn game. That's going to be 4 legs of that same game parlay. Bet on that. They're going to smash those Texans right there. And then we went 1-0 in NASCAR. Got a nice NASCAR. So we got Matt Dibenditto over Ross Chastain right there. I've basically been annoyed the past couple weeks in NASCAR, giving you guys 2 plays and going 1-1, or giving you guys 4 plays and going 2-2. So I just wanted to play my favorite play yesterday in NASCAR, and that was Dibenditto over Chastain. Dibenditto beat him the entire race. That was never a sweat. That entire race, he was beating him by 5 to 10 track positions throughout the entire race. So just a no sweat win right there. How did all that day yesterday? Went 11-4 and plus 23.19 units. Yeah, plus 23.19 units to the good. That's what I'm talking about. We hit a plus 800 cash with Devontae Adams. We had a plus 540 same game parlay, and that Rams-Packers moneyline parlay was at plus 402. We had monster hits yesterday in the NFL. Crushed it. Overall, we went 10-4 in the NFL. Let's go ahead and jump on in that full recap. So as you guys can see right there, on last week, we went 34-21 and plus 31.05 units. That's what I'm talking about. Plus 31.05 units. And now I've been a profit of 19 in the last 24 weeks. And in those 24 weeks, I've helped you guys put over 116 units in your pocket. Year to date, a lot of wins, a lot of losses, and plus 94.21 units. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, mash this like button. Mash this like button, guys. If you're part of those over 31 units, you got to let me know by hitting that like button. That's the only way I know if you guys are cashing, is by hitting that like button or dropping a comment in, getting fired up, letting me know. What were some of those good wins, though, from last week? How about that nice 8-0 EFL Cup sweep on Tuesday? Woo! That was super exciting going 8-0 on the EFL Cup on Tuesday. What about that Chelsea City under 2.5? Yeah. Love that right there. Devontae Adams' first TD catch, talked about that. Washington Bills, same game parlay. That was just part of our 10-4 NFL Sunday. And then Matt Dibenditto up over Ross Chastain. We talked about those. What about some of those tough losses? We did lose Aaron Jones. You guys remember on Monday night? He missed his by, 2-3 yards? He missed his rushing total right there because they were destroying the Lions. And he sat majority of that fourth quarter. So that was a tough loss for us right there. Another tough loss for us was that White Sox F5 team total. Just that stupid base running blunder there by Mikado. Lead off double, wants to stretch it to third base, gets thrown out, or then the next guy promptly gets a single, would have cashed him. So that was a tough loss for us right there. And then that Byron, that's a tough loss. Byron against a newbie in the Bundesliga, only missed their team total by 1 goal. Yeah, if they played that whole second half with 11 men, we would have gotten the cash right there. But nobody's going to be complaining on this show. Up over 31 units last week. That is what I'm talking about, guys. Again, hit that like button. Let me know you were part of last week's cash. So what do we got on today's slate? Let's go ahead and now move on into today's action. There's only 5 MLB games, and I didn't really think any of the 5 were really all that sexy. So I don't really have an MLB bet. Don't like those 5 games. I'll continue looking at it, and maybe later I'll tweet out an MLB bet. But as of right now, I do not have one. The first bet of the day is that Crystal Palace versus Brighton game. Got the biggest derby in English football. Okay, maybe not the biggest derby in English football, but it's a big derby between these two clubs of Palace and Brighton. It's the M23 derby going on. I'm taking Crystal Palace on the draw no bet at plus 112 up over at Bet Rivers. If you listen to this episode between the posts, Matt actually went against me on this one. He's actually got a ticket for Brighton on that draw no bet. So that kind of gives you an idea of, I guess some people's thinking in this game. Some people like Brighton, some people like Palace. Brighton is definitely the better team than Palace. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I talked about that on Between the Posts about how Brighton's a better team. But Palace has been playing better at home this season. 2 home games. They got a win and a draw. It's tough to go to Selhurst Park and get a win. And Palace has been playing better at home. The last 4 head-to-heads, I've seen 2 Palace wins and 2 draws. So at plus money, at plus 112, I'll go ahead and take a chance on Crystal Palace. Again, not the better team than Brighton. So we're going to possibly need some help. But the recent head-to-heads, how Brighton has been playing at home this year, I think we can go ahead and get a good cash. We'll see. I got the M23 Derby, and I'm back in Crystal Palace. All right, let's go ahead now and turn our attention now to Monday Night Football, where the Eagles and Cowboys are going on. And guys, just to be honest, these bets, I don't want to say it feels like you're gambling, but it's going to feel like you're gambling a little bit. I just didn't like the whole lot about tonight's game. I thought the over-under was pretty bang on accurate by the sports books. I think the spread line is bang on pretty accurate by the sports books. A lot of the player props, because I didn't get these bets in until this morning. The numbers have kind of all been inflated a little bit by other people who have put in bets, and then people tailing those bets. So I'm not gonna lie. If you back me on these 3 bets, and I found 3 bets in there that I'm gonna go ahead and bet, I'm gambling. Not gambling. Fuck it. Let's do it. Won over 31 units last week. Let's have some fun on Monday Night Football. See if we can't scrape out some wins here. Hopefully we don't do the opposite sweep there and throw up a dud here, but let's see if we can do it. The first one I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and say the game is going to be tied after 0-0 at -120. My thought process with this is, division rival. These games are generally always close between these clubs. You've got a really low, spread to begin with, so everybody thinks it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close game. I had a hard time picking somebody against the spread in this game. I had a hard time picking somebody to win this game. I do think it's going to be close. So I think to think that the game could be tied again after 0-0, I don't think that's all that tough to believe in that. So at -120 over at DraftKings, I'm going to roll with that one. I'm also going to take Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals at +110. I'm only betting this one because it's at plus money. Is the field goal kicker there for the Eagles? Again, another close game. We know that Dallas has the 6th best TD percentage allowed in the red zone. They allow the 6th best TD percentage. That means teams are only scoring 44.4% of the time. When they get in the red zone, they're only getting a touchdown 44.4%. So what does that mean? I mean, that just means if the Eagles get in the red zone, a handful of times, they're going to be kicking a field goal majority of the time because they're only getting in the red zone or into the end zone 44.4%. Dallas' defense is 6th best in the league at that. So I'll go ahead and like that. I'll go ahead and take Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals at +110. And then the last one is a bet we made last season a lot. It's kind of in the same line of a Nerfy. Get in, get out, get a cash, hopefully quick. It's what's going to be the outcome of the first drive. I'll go and say there's a punt. These 2 teams have obviously both played 2 games. In their 2 games, they would have gotten the cash each in one of their games. The other games, they wouldn't have cashed, but one of them they would have. Again, division rivalry, close games. That's what I'm saying. It feels like if you back these bets, maybe you are gambling with me a little bit, but I just didn't find a whole lot in this. We're all going to be sitting there watching Monday Night Football. Let me get some bets that'll come quick and heavy, in terms of action. Some that maybe will take a little bit longer and I can sweat it out and have some enjoyment through the game. I don't know, guys. Gambling today. I just didn't find all that much I liked. I just want to be honest with you guys and tell you there's not a whole ton of heavy lot of research in these. I'm going gambling today. All right, so what are we going to go ahead and bet today? We're going to go ahead and take that Crystal Palace on a draw no bet at +112. Go ahead and take the game to be tied after 0-0 at -120. Go ahead and take Jake Elliott over 1.5 field goals at +110. And what's going to be that first drive outcome? I'm going to go ahead and say it's a punt at -135. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button if you cashed with me last week, or hit that like button if you're going to go ahead and follow one of these 4 bets. Come back on tomorrow's show. We'll see how we did on Monday Night Football and in this English soccer game, and we'll kick off some bets on Tuesday. Champions League action going on this week. Let's stay hot in soccer. All right, guys, talk to you then. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.